welcome back to Can I Talk for a Second? This is Season 2, Episode 2, and you've got Mom.
And Dad.
What's going on with you today?
Nothing. Today was a very, it was a boring day. It was actually good. Calm.
It was not a boring day for me at all. Well, you don't have a hat on today. What happened?
I don't know. I walked out the house and was forgetting a lot of things. I almost forgot my water.
It's that old age, boy.
Almost forgot my vape. I was confused.
Ooh, I have one.
Like vape?
No.
Oh, okay. Well.
Like we know it's not a vape
Right,
for me.
So, well, yeah, that was the story of my life. And then we enjoyed a lot of Halo this weekend. Watched the 4 new episodes that dropped.
Had to put Do Not Disturb on. Halo has a show? Nah, because then the things pop up and it interferes with shit.
Halo has a show. Yes.
Halo has a show. I'm going to trip over this when I gotta get out.
So I told Ava we're going to probably do like maybe a stream like where we do like 1 through 4.
Ooh, Halo
stream.
I would do a Halo stream.
Yeah.
I know
Take us back.
Game.
Nostalgia.
Because guess what was a battle to get you to download? The Master Chief Collection.
That was just way too complicated with the game. That was the game sharing problem. That's what that was.
Well,
because that had too many directions and too many steps. And if things have more than like 3 steps, cooking, and I don't want to do it. I'm not gonna. Beans!
So.
Well, that makes mad noise.
It does. Interesting.
We're chewing like a cow into the fucking
Oh
microphone.
my Lord. Yeah, that's why I'm not going to take 2 right now.
I
But
took 3 beans.
Yeah, no, we'll try and make it work. We'll try to make a Halo stream work.
I'm with it. Oh, Sheep sitting so professionally by you.
I know he loves me.
He's like, yes, we'll watch the podcast. Well,
So, what happened?
I'm old.
We know.
Okay. Usually, I can go out, be out all night, and rally the next morning and be Gucci, right? Like, be chilling. I was suffering this morning.
It finally hit, huh?
It just, man, the year turned 2024, suffering.
Oh,
And I should have known because I was just rotting in bed on New Year's Day because I was also suffering then, but I didn't have anything to do that day. So it didn't matter. And I was like, whatever. And then I went out last night and I was like, yeah, like rally. And then I stayed out all night until the fucking bar closed. And I was like, yeah, I'll be good on 4 hours of sleep. And then 4 hours happened like this. And I was like, I'm unwell.
4 hours of sleep feels like 15 minutes.
I was like, damn. And he's like meowing. And he's like, yo, bitch, your alarm is going off.
Like, hey,
and I was like, nah, this can't be real life. And I was just like looking at myself. And I was like, bitch, you did this to yourself.
Oh, 100%.
I was like, this is too much.
When you get to that decision where it's like, like when you're
point of no
younger,
return.
it's like 4 hours is like,
No, when I was like in my like mid to like mid 20s, I could just not sleep at all.
Well, yeah,
Like I would just go home, shower, get ready, and then start the day. Now,
4 hours, I feel like half my body is paralyzed. Like
but I
I
feel
need
like
the other 4 hours of
bullshit,
sleep.
because you do 4 hours of sleep on the regular. Because you'll be sending me
Yeah,
clips at like fucking 2 a.m.
Yeah.
and then 7 a.m. You're like, Bleh.
Yeah, but that doesn't that be like half my brain is off at that point.
That's what I said. I was like, that's a fairly low stakes job as it is, like a side job. But I was still like, this is really fucking wobbly. This fucking chair.
So we're gonna pray right now.
We're just gonna let the chair last through the entire
Yeah.
episode. But I even with my half a functioning brain cell, I was just like, I heard like hold music in my head all day. Like nothing was computing. Like people were talking to me. No, I didn't get to take a power nap because I ended up staying there later than I only got home like maybe 20 minutes before you guys did, half an hour max, because it was busy. So I ended up staying. I didn't want to like leave anybody there. Like I don't want to leave anybody in the lurch. So
yeah, no, 100%.
I stayed, and then I was like, I gotta go home and settle this up. I was like, I can't even take like a 20-minute. I was like, I don't have time for shit.
I'm telling you, 4 hours goes by like 15
That was
minutes.
rough. And then I was like not hungover, because if I was like throwing up or whatever, like I was on New Year's, then I would not have been able to go to work. I just felt defeated.
Yeah, no, honestly,
I was definitely dehydrated. I was like I was just blech. And I was just like, ugh, so I have in the fridge, there's Pedialyte, and then there's, what are those things called, the Uncle Phil drinks? Body Armor?
Yeah.
I got one of those too, because I was like, this will help, but it was just the wrong flavor. Like, whatever Phil gave me was not what I bought, and I took a sip of it, and I was like, no.
Like, no.
I was like,
this
I'll
doesn't
suffer.
work. This doesn't
No,
work.
I had Dunkin' Donuts tea, and then I had Starbucks, and then I went into like rest mode at the desk, like when your Xbox goes into like rest mode, and I was just like this, and then like the thing is ringing in the corner, and I was like, oh, hello? I was like, it's ringing. It was rough.
Yeah, it feels like the Matrix. Everything's like slow motion.
Everything is slow motion. Like I was just, and I didn't really want to eat anything because I was like, kind of like.
No. You never eat. I don't want to.
Not in the morning. I'm just not a morning person. Like I'm not.
Or a lunch eater. Or.
I forget sometimes. No, I eat dinner because we go to grandma's house and eat dinner.
Well,
no, I'm not.
I'm not always
usually
hungry.
No, I'm not a morning person. But if I was to party hard, for some reason, I have an appetite in the morning. Huh?
Why you put it in air quotes? Either you're partying hard or you're not.
And I don't party hard, so
I know.
I'm just saying, when the time comes.
We know. Refer back to whatever episode it was where we talked about Salty Dog and having to trick you to get into your own car.
Listen, I stopped drinking a long time ago. I mean, I drink socially, but I just...
You don't.
Yeah,
I drink socially.
Dude, Ava sees me. Like,
that's in your house.
No.
That's socially.
That's holiday drinking.
Yeah, like I'll take a beer.
If it's in your house, it doesn't count.
But I mean, the hardcore.
That's me.
Let's go, guys. Let's rally.
That's me.
I'm sorry.
That's me.
That's not happening. Dude.
No, we're rallying. We're doing it.
I've done that. I know. Being in the military, you do that a lot. So.
I wouldn't know. I wasn't there, sir.
So, definitely not something I want to relive. Waking up like a raisin every day.
No, I was definitely fucking dehydrated. And the sad part is, usually I pregame with like a Pedialyte or like one of those electrolyte drinks. I do because then I'm like full of hydration when I'm drinking alcohol. And I pregame with a Pedialyte and Advil, so I'm already ahead of the game. And then we got Burger
You got
King.
Medicine in your body?
Yeah, hell yeah, it's already working.
Oh my God.
I don't know if that's science or what, but it's just what it is. Then we went. So I typically on a regular day I will not. Burger King is not my food of choice. I will not. Yeah, I'm like
what? You're
it's
like
not.
You're like the total opposite of being drunk. When you're drunk,
no. Can you let me finish? I said when I'm sober, that is not my food of choice.
Oh, I was gonna say
while I'm drunk.
Yeah.
We went to the drive-thru, bro. I was like, I want chicken fries, and the guy was like, how many? 4, 8, or 12? And I was like, 12. And I was like, all I want to do right now is go home and eat my fucking chicken fries and French fries in peace because then it'll like absorb the alcohol.
Oh my God.
I was sitting right there on that couch, and he was like, "You gonna share that fucking chicken?" And I was like, "Get away from me! You weren't out all night like I just was, sir."
I know I love you, it's okay.
I'm not. Like, when I need. In the case that I do get drunk, I need a lot of food to soak up this alcohol. So, I remember when one time we went through the drive-thru, we went to Whataburger. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Whataburger?
Yeah.
Whataburger?
No, Whataburger.
Whataburger.
Whataburger. That's how
not
you say it.
Not Whataburger. It's Whataburger.
No, Whataburger.
No, it's not Whataburger.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
You don't go there.
An H. It's not Whataburger.
You don't say the word. You don't say it correctly.
Yes,
you're not like pronounce. Yeah, every time.
Whataburger.
Whataburger. Like,
that's not Whataburger.
Yes, it is.
I'm Googling it.
Yo, I live there.
I'm Googling it. No, you're from the north. You don't get to say.
Yeah, what do you mean? I don't get to say. I
lived
amongst these people for
okay,
years.
it doesn't mean you're pronouncing it correctly. You can live in Boston and say khakis wrong.
No, that is not true. You couldn't
my
say
order
it the
shipped.
right way.
Anyway, okay, we're going to look up the pronunciation. Whataburger. Burger.
You need to eat correctly.
Pronunciation.
12 chicken fries.
Oh, does it? Will it speak? It will speak it. Whataburger. What did it say?
Google
No,
saying
no.
correctly.
It's saying not Whataburger. It says Whataburger.
No, anyways, it's Whataburger. And
Whataburger. Whataburger.
We used to go to Whataburger.
That's the most Brooklyn thing I've ever heard. It's Whataburger.
And
I'm getting a burger and fries.
And we used to order so much food.
Where? At Whataburger?
Whataburger.
Whataburger?
Mm-hmm. Let me tell you. You have to know how to eat when you're drunk.
You don't have to know how to say it to eat there first. You have to pass a test before you go inside.
So, your 12 chicken fries wasn't making it.
And French fries.
They were struggling in your belly to absorb everything. You need a burger, number one, because you need all the bread to soak up all the alcohol.
That's what I had the French fries for.
Well, you had a small fries?
No, a medium fry and the chicken fries. We're still counting calories here, sir. So it's like it's first
calorie.
of all, like,
your calorie count went out the window when you were drinking alcohol.
No,
That's it.
I drink.
Shoot.
No, I drink light alcohol.
Like what?
No, I guess how many? All right, we'll pay.
Captain Morgan Light. That doesn't even exist.
Captain Morgan Light. That's dark liquor. All right, we'll wager some beans here. How many beans do you think? Do you bet to guess how many drinks I had last night?
I'll wager some beans. Okay.
How many beans?
I want to say I wager 3 beans that you had at least. I said by at least 9.
Would you say he was 6?
Yeah.
I had 7, so she's closer.
Oh, okay. Well, you said rallies, so I was like, okay, she must have been going in.
No, that 9 or above is like there's no coming back and there's no tomorrow.
Yeah, so that's how we used to drink.
There's no tomorrow.
That's why I don't drink no
But
more.
I knew I had to get up for work, so we had to keep it to like a respectable level.
Yeah, no. I give up on that. I'm sorry. Well, you can have all the fun for me.
Yeah,
Drink
and eat it
all of
Whataburger.
And then go to Whataburger and get a burger.
Whataburger, it's Whataburger.
Yeah, just get no. I don't.
Whataburger.
You've never been there.
Bastin?
You've been there like twice.
I've never been there. Do not.
You're right. You do
Whataburger.
not say Whataburger.
Do not. It's Whataburger.
No.
What about Wahlburgers?
I've never been there.
There used to be one in Coney Island.
How did you go there?
Yeah,
Did
Mike
you like it?
wanted to go there. Really bad.
But did you like it?
I don't like hamburgers, so I'm not really good.
No.
I'm not a good person to ask about that.
This is amazing. And you're talking to me about a burger place on how to say the burger.
I don't need to eat burgers to know how to say the word.
Yo, you don't eat burgers. There is no way you could give it a blessing. You know what
I
I'm
didn't
saying?
give it a blessing.
Like
I don't
Mr.
like it, but it's
Mr.
Whataburger.
Beast Burger is the best
Yuck.
burger I've ever had, though. So far.
Yuck. Me and Amanda had chicken nachos. Ooh, I have wings in my fridge from Yard House.
Oh, look, you got some. You got
I
have a
thought
little
about
snack for later.
a little snacky snack. I'm a snack.
All right, so Yard House, well, sounds great. Mr. Beast Burger was amazing.
No,
as
Yard
it
House
always
was
is.
lit.
You don't gotta say, Mrs. I don't eat burgers.
I don't really eat a lot of things.
So hopefully, we could try a different spot when we go there this time.
We want to go to the mozzarella factory next time.
It's not in the American Food.
Yes, it is. We
Oh
passed
yeah,
it.
there was.
There's,
right.
it's mozzarella factory.
Yeah, it's right there by Mr. Beast.
But I don't know where y'all parked because I got right out of that garage. Like that was like, well, 'cause you were in Peasant Park. You were in a field.
Yeah.
There was no getting out. Nobody wanted to go there.
I don't know why you acted like we.
No,
had
but I was like, I
first-class
went out there like
parking.
fully prepared to be aggravated. Because you ever go do something and you know the experience is gonna be aggravating no matter what you do. Like
Yeah.
you have to brace yourself to be pissed the fuck off.
Yeah.
So that's what I was preparing for when I was walking out, and then I knew it was gonna be some bullshit because I had that stupid little ticket, and I'm scanning it at that fucking stupid kiosk, and it's going unknown ticket, and I was like, bitch, my car is in here. What do you mean unknown ticket? So then there's like a feature to search by your license plate.
Yeah.
So I type my license plate, and it goes unknown ticket, and I was like, what? I was like, is my parking about to be free, bro? So I was like, okay. I'm like, it's broken. So then there's like a thing on there that says pay online with the QR code. So I scan the QR code, I put the thing in, it says unknown ticket, and I was like, is my car not in here anymore? Like, my car is gone. So I was like, fuck it then, I'm just gonna be one of those people. So I go out to my car, and I'm prepared to see, like, lights everywhere, and people stopped and whatever. Don't let him rip my chair. I hear his claws in it.
What do you want me to do about that? He's laying down.
I go out there, and it's empty. There's nobody in the garage, and I was like, weird. Bro, he is fucking up my chair.
No, it's not.
And I was just like, where are all the people? And then I was like, oh my God, it says unknown ticket because the garage is closed and I can't get my car out now. I'm like, oh my God,
So
this
you're
is why it's empty. So I go down the ramp, whatever, the guy's there, and I was like, excuse me, and I was like, he's like, did you pay inside? And I was like, no, it doesn't work. And he's like, what do you mean it doesn't work? And he scans it, and he's like, and I was like, this is what it was doing inside. This is what it was doing when it was doing the QR code. I was like, so I don't know what you want to do here, my man, but like, I have places to go.
Yeah, I gotta go.
I'm like, I don't have, he's like, do you have cash? And I was like, does it look like I have cash? No. I was like, scan the fucking, I was like, can you just press a button and like, I just, whatever? And he was just like, he pressed the button and he let me out. And I was just like, okay.
Well, thank you.
I guess. I was like, whatever. But I was like prepared to be, because when we went the last time, there was a little bit of a wait to get out of there. Like we had to just like join the line to go down the ramp or whatever. But the other side, that side makes people want to do drugs.
Yo, listen, this was the first time I've ever had
Amanda and the baby had a full 3-course meal in the time it took y'all to get inside the fucking parking garage.
We pulled up, right? Me and Ava, we made it. Good timing. We're over there, we're cruising. We get off. Only thing that did happen was I made a wrong turn, so it took us by
The training center.
Yeah, it took us by the New York Giants.
We go around the thing. You gotta go around the loop.
Yeah. But when we got there, we came through, shoo, and as we came up, and then we were like, oh no.
No,
it was chaos.
I saw
outside.
that line and those lights when I came off the highway.
Chaos was ensued. But you must have saw like a little baby version, because what we had.
No, because I told you I got there after, but I got in the mall first because I go like I'm not going in the mall at all, and then I go out and up over, and then I go in the garage. So I go like out of the way. Like the map recalculates mad times when I'm doing that.
Yeah, no, this was just like you stuck, bro. No. That's what the map said. You stuck. The map actually said, get out your car, leave it here, go inside, come back, and your car will
still be there. No,
yeah. So we did that, and then we went around that first time when we called you.
Then I'm trying to fucking swipe my car, and Ava's like, well, and she's talking in fucking slow motion. No. And I'm like, are you here? She's like, yeah, but there's a problem, because I was like, call me when you fucking figure it out. Click. I'm like, I'm trying to pay my chicken wing tab. Because I thought you were going to tell me something quick.
Why answer the phone?
Because talk to me quick and concise. Be like, we're here, but the parking is crazy. Okay, let me. No, you were talking like you were about to tell me a nursery rhyme is what you were doing. You were about to tell me a fucking nursery rhyme with like the annotated version, like for blind people.
What?
So I was like, all right, and I'm like trying to tap the thing. The baby is trying to climb out of the high chair, like. It was chaos, and I'm trying to put my food in the bag, and
well, maybe
Ava's
that's
talking,
why it felt slow motion.
And Ava's talking in fucking slow motion.
Me, it looked regular. I was like, all right.
Ava's like,
as long as
we're
she's
here,
telling you
but, and I was like, but what? Like, what the fuck is, what do we need to do here?
But we're waiting in a long line.
I'm like, just be like, the parking is crazy, and we'll be inside when we can. Okay, bye.
No. Bro, no, that parking. We almost turned
around.
Every
time we've
we
gone
almost
in
left.
there, every time we've gone there, and I thought because we.
It's never been that bad for me. It's never been that bad. Every time that we've went, in and out, we'll go right
well,
to.
Well, only one of the times that I had that problem.
Bloop, and we're good.
I've always parked in B or C, but I figured because football season was done that there'd be nothing. Because we went remember that one day we went, Ava, and the game was starting, and we got out just in time. Like, we saw people starting to go tailgate. So we left. And I was like, oh, football season's done. It should be dead over there. Like, what would people be going over there for?
The only time we ever have to worry during football season is on a Sunday.
Yeah. Well, we went on a Sunday that time, so I was just like, oh, well, now it's perfect because, whatever.
Football,
like, there's no training,
Sundays,
there's no events, there's nothing. So.
Yo, this was the worst I've ever seen the Dream Mall.
In the damn mall.
I don't
know how to plan dates out.
I didn't know. I thought Lunar New Year was done. I don't know.
So I was like, when we pulled up, and then we had to go around again, and as we go around, the guys yelling at everybody, we're in my lane, go that way. So I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to go that way. And as I go, at the last second, there's this SUV in front of me, and he's like, boo-doo-doo-doo, and I'm like, oh no. Boo-doo-doo-doo, and literally, I felt like
It didn't dawn on you to, like, fucking stop?
No, there's 80 million other people behind me.
I don't give a fuck. I'm not wrecking my car for nobody else.
Bro,
you wait for me to go around it.
It was too late.
Yeah, it was too late. By the time we turned, it was already too late. It was literally, as we turned, whatever was there was there. The dude in front of me didn't even know it was there.
Let me ask you something. You put your blinker on in the turning lane?
Of course I do.
Why?
To let people know that you're turning.
You're in a turning-only lane.
It don't matter, because you know what? In New York, people take a turning lane for a go-straight lane.
No.
So you know what? I have to let the dude behind me know that, yes, I am correctly turning in this lane.
I'm not
I'm not one of the schmucks that's just in this lane
but
to go straight
if you're
forward.
that kind of person, you could still have your blinker on and go straight. But you're one
no.
The marking on the floor
dictates. I'm going to put my blinker on.
No, I'm not.
And I'm going to drive straight. So guess what? You're going to guess which way I'm going.
Yeah, basically. That's just a free-for-all driving in New York. But the marking on the floor indicates I'm in this lane. I have chosen this particular path because I want to go that way.
Actually, no. We weren't going the way that the lane was going. The turn lane was to go left. And he was making us go right. That's what it was.
Chaos.
Yeah, bro.
I still feel like you do that anyway.
We look at each other, we were like, damn, we might just dip out.
Yeah, we was about to leave, y'all.
We were at that point. We were there mad fucking long.
I'm gonna tell you right now. If I had to go around one more time, she was gonna call you and tell you we heading home. I was like, I almost even ran over the lady that was in front of me because I'm like, what are you doing here? So then I'm like looking through Ava's window. Is this parking? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I was just like, I'm going to find a deserted island to park. I went up the ramp because people were like, they'll circle, like the main level, like where the doors are.
Yeah.
I went up one more and there was nothing up there. And I was just like, am I even allowed to be up here at this moment? And I was like, fuck it. And let me in. That's why I said unknown ticket. I was parked in a fucking prohibited zone.
Maybe, yeah. Cause I'm like, and we were going to hit lot 26, which was
21.
I think that was like a MetLife parking spot.
Yeah.
And we were going to do that. And then I was like, nah, we'll go into A right there.
No, because there's like there's that little like walkway to go across when you park in the...
And then Ava was like, no, Dad, there's some cones right there. And I'm like,
Ava's an awful co-pilot. We went to Crumble Cookie one night. Yes, you are. We went to Crumble Cookie one night right after I had...
She's pretty good. I don't know.
It was dark, and I was like, Ava, you got to bust out the map, because we get off the highway, but we're coming from a different direction.
I want to hear it, because I pulled up the map, and she goes,
After I'm at a dead-end street. I don't know where the fuck we are. We're under the highway now. We're not even on it anymore. I don't know what...
It's garbage.
She pulls up fucking Apple Maps. Apple Maps is a fucking dumpster fire.
Then don't ask me to pull up.
Oh,
I
Apple
downloaded
Maps.
Google Chrome to your phone for this. Yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
Waze is to me so much better.
Waze is, oh my God, Waze is, the day that, I don't know, it was probably
Waze
like
is
4 or
so
5
much
years
better.
ago now, me and her were going upstate, and I used Waze.
God.
It made us get on and off the New Jersey Turnpike about 8 different times, and we went through the Lincoln Tunnel toll plaza 4 times. And I had to call Easy Pass because I was like, hey, I was lost, and I went through the toll plaza 4 times because I didn't know how to get out of the roundabout. And the lady's like, I'm sorry, what? And I was like, the 4 consecutive charges, can you do something about those? Because I was just I was literally just going around the roundabout again and again, and it's hitting the toll thing because I'm in that circle.
Yeah.
I was like, I was really trying to go north, and it just kept taking me off the thing, and then it made me go back on it. I was like, and I was so confused. And she really looked at the plate and was like, you're from the area, you fucking moron.
Yeah.
And I was like, bro, I don't know. She was little, and she was just sitting there. I think at that point she was still riding the back
I'm not
seat.
gonna lie, she was a good navigator with me because we put in to come home, and I don't know why, but it sent us through the Lincoln Tunnel.
It sent Amanda through the Lincoln Tunnel too. I ignore that shit.
So-
All I know is I have to go south to go home and north to get there.
So the craziest part is like, I'm like, you know what? All right, it says 20 miles, 10 miles less than what it took me to get here. So let's go. So we go through it. Now it tells us as we get out the tunnel, it tells us I'm supposed to be making a right. So that means I was supposed to be on the other tunnel lane.
Oh, the other tube.
But I went through the middle tunnel lane. So I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. We'll do this thing. Now, as we get through now, we make the left. It says make a left. So I'm like, all right, I'll just make a left.
It's definitely a no
As
left
I'm making
turn
a
zone.
left, I noticed that there's 2 more lanes on the other side that are going straight, like, into the rest of Manhattan. And the 2 lanes that I'm in is the lanes that's, guess what, taking me right back to the Lincoln Tunnel.
You're like, no.
So I'm like, Ava, we about to have to go through this again. And Ava was like, no, go by where that Audi is, because it was a guy who looks like he messed up too.
Yeah, because the signs there are all fucked up.
So I put my car in front of the dude on the other side, and I was like, hey, my man, can I go through that way too? I'm like, yo, I messed up. I'm supposed to be going through Manhattan. And he was like, yeah, come on. And as I'm driving through, he's like, watch the horse. I'm like,
A horse?
because you know the horse and carriage going through Manhattan?
Oh, I was like, the man was on a horse in the...
Yeah.
It was just like Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah.
He was like sitting there on a horse.
Yeah,
No, because
he's
they
like-
do sometimes have...
Yeah, and this dude, he's watch the horse. I'm like,
We
bro,
about to
my
mow
man,
down a
I
horse.
see the horse, bro.
It's kind of hard to miss, bro.
Yeah, like we weren't even.
It's a large animal.
Yeah, like we weren't even near the horse, but I guess he has like horse PTSD.
Well, no, because they
people
wild the
hitting
fuck
horses.
out if they get spooked and then they start running all over the fucking place. Imagine like cat zoomies, but like on
Oh,
1,000.
Yeah, nah, never mind. You know what? I wouldn't want the horse to attack my car.
Nah, she would trample the fuck out of that little car, bro.
Yeah, but she was a good navigator last night. We were good.
I-
Not my fault you're picky about your damn map.
We got off the highway, and I was like, this is a dead end. Where the fuck are we? Wake up, bitch.
Hey. Yo.
It went to, and I set the setting for that not to happen anymore, man.
Apple don't care. It's like,
nah,
you're talking
Apple's
about
like,
my maps, bro.
Yeah, it was like, fuck you and your Google Chrome Maps or whatever, Google Maps.
Nah, dude, I used to love Apple Maps. Used to love it. Now, I'm like a Waze guy, cause Waze.
Nah, Google Maps for the win for me. Always.
It's always got the cameras up for you.
Google Maps got it now.
I don't know. Maybe I'll give Google Maps a try.
Sent me.
I feel like it's so Android. I feel like it's always so anti-Apple.
Apple Maps always sent me the wrong direction when I'd be walking in Manhattan trying to figure out where I was. And I'd walk half a block and I'd be like, now I look stupid. I gotta fucking cross the street and go back on the other side so people don't think I'm a stupid tourist. I'm like, thanks, map.
Yeah, that was the one thing I used to like about Apple Maps versus Waze or anything, because Apple used to always tell you your destination is on the left or your destination.
No, Google tells you that shit now.
And I'm like, oh, okay.
I don't know. Yeah, Google tells me where it is.
Waze never used to do that. Waze does it now.
Well, because it
but
updated.
Back in the day, they used to just be like...
Waze was mad archaic.
It was like this
was
one
like
little
Pac-Man.
drop in the middle of the block.
It was Pac-Man. It was like, figure it out, bro.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, where's 1623?
Like when I order...
Or the right side?
When I order fucking DoorDash or Grubhub sometimes, I'm like, there's very limited options of where this place could be because, just look at the numbers and they'll call and be like, I can't find it. And I'm like, bro, what? Like, I see you. What do you can't find? Look at the numbers on the door.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. Y'all numbers is kind of dark. Y'all need some porch lights.
I don't control the porch light. That's not my.
Y'all need some lights out there.
I don't. Yeah.
But
porch light's not my.
But there are some people that are like way in on the block, and you're like, because I'll never forget. I did a DoorDash order one time.
Oh, that's right. Remember when I made you when I worked at the H&R Block on Flatbush Avenue? I did DoorDash and I made him bring it to me.
No.
Yeah, McDonald's.
No, I gave you my DoorDash.
Oh, the code. Yeah, I got it. But you still brought it.
Well, yeah, because you was over out.
Nah, he's about to tell that story, so I'm going to just sit over here with the...
Wait, what? No. The story I'm about to tell is a whole different story.
Oh.
But, yeah, your mom was hungry one time, so I let her use my DoorDash. I'm like, yo, who doesn't have DoorDash?
No, I didn't. I still don't have it. I only have Grubhub. Because
Well,
Amazon pays for Grubhub.
Ah, there you go. Fancy. That's what I'm going to do now.
Yeah, you get a free membership.
Yeah, I'm about to do that. So anyways,
Dash Pass.
I get this DoorDash order, and I'm like, all right, cool. I pull up. Instruction says, on the left side of the street, of the block. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I pull up. I call the customer, hey, yo, where you at?
Like, you're...
Like, I'm here with your order, but I don't see your number. He's like, oh, it's on the left side. I'm like, yo, my man, I'm standing on the left side.
I don't see nothing.
I don't see anything. Like, so he's like, all right, I'm getting ready to come out. Just give me a few minutes. I'll be right there. I'm like, man, I don't got time to wait for you, bro. So
the orders are piling up.
Yeah, I'm waiting. I'm walking up and down the block, and I don't see it. All of a sudden, I see this dude come from somebody's backyard outside.
Nope, I would have put it down slowly and backed away.
And I'm like, yo, my man, where's the number for this? And he's like, oh, no, it's a house in the back. I'm like, yo, y'all bugging.
It's not a real house. I'm calling the Department of Buildings.
Yo, I'm like, bro, like.
He looked at you like, are you dead ass?
Like,
he just looked up and down like, what the fuck?
Like, I ain't trying to throw no shade your way, but.
That's not a real house,
like,
bro.
garage apartments, bro, you gotta put that. Garage apartment.
Yeah, around back or something. Yeah, I always put, because when I lived in the other spot, they'd always be confused because they'd pull up and they'd only see the driveway and they wouldn't see, and I'd be like, around the side by the mailboxes.
Well, yeah, because
or like last set of stairs. And even then, they still.
That's what I said. Like in Brooklyn and in the city, you're used to like looking and seeing maybe if there's a door on the side. Oh, okay, it goes over there. This dude was all the way in the back. No. I'm like, yo, my man.
He was living in somebody's garage. They didn't even know he was back there.
I'm not trying to get killed, bro. I go back there and don't come back.
That's why
The DoorDash driver that never made it back.
No,
you have some weird freaking...
Yeah.
Oh, DoorDash stories. Honestly, I feel like I want to interview a DoorDash person. Like, yo, what is your craziest story? Because
were you not a DoorDash person?
Yeah, but
like
I want to know if there's more. Yeah, like
a support group for DoorDash.
There's more
I thought about it at
there.
one point, like when I had first moved to Queens, like just for like pocket money. like for what I'm doing now, but like whatever. And then I was like, no. I was like, I'm gonna get abducted and murdered. I was like, I don't really feel like.
Yeah, you gotta get because you gotta get the ones that say like leave on the porch.
Yeah, I don't.
And then you just leave it
yeah,
there. And
that's
dip off.
so. I usually put leave on the porch, especially because it's like me and her here. So
yeah,
you
don't want nobody like wrestling your door open.
I don't know who's gonna deliver it, so I have them leave it at the door. But I'm just like, and the scariest part though is sometimes it'll be like a female's picture, but a man delivers the food.
Man, I hate that.
Remember when they stole your Taco Bell?
I still remember her name,
Tiffany. Tiffany stole your Bro, it said, we were outside too because it was still warm out. And it said delivered, and we were like, where?
Yeah, like we saw your car, like we watched the GPS. And it was funny because like, all right, cool, Ava's on the way. I'm going to grab some food for her. Then you wanted like something. So I was like, all right, cool.
Nacho taco.
The nacho taco. And we're like, all right, cool. We're going to kill the food as soon as it gets here.
Bro, Tiffany made off with that shit.
Yo, and the worst part about it was Tiffany's picture of the food being delivered was as black as
it was just like the floor. It was
like this. It was literally just
it was like delivered. Screen. It was like, where, bitch?
Yeah, and then I'm like, the worst part about it is Uber's fights with you. Mm-hmm. It's like, yo, my man, look at the delivery photo.
No, my favorite is, are you sure that's not your porch? Bitch, what do you mean? I walk in and out of this door every day. I know that's not my doormat. I'm like, I could take, Amazon does that shit too. During the holiday season, they are just so stupid. So it'll be a picture of like, clearly, and sometimes the numbers are in the thing too. And I'm like, that's not my house. And they're like, are you sure? And I'm like, I think I know my address. I do.
Like, how about you make sure you
they're like, have you asked your neighbors? Have you canvassed the area? And I'm like, no, I'm not canvassing anything, bro. Send me a new pack. I'm not going looking for it.
Like, yo, package hunter. Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna go knock on people's doors. The craziest thing was right after we moved to the other apartment, I had ordered a pair of shoes for my brother's wedding, and it got delivered God knows where. So I was like, I fought with them to deliver me new ones. They delivered me new ones. I wear them to the wedding. A week after the wedding, my Ring camera goes off. Some random man delivered the Amazon package to my house. It got delivered to his house. So I had 2 pairs of the shoes. So I went onto the app and I returned it. So I got basically a free pair of shoes.
Oh,
I was like, it was like 2 full weeks after they would have been delivered that it ended up at some. He must have been like cutting the grass or something, and that shit was like he just like ran it over and was like, oh my god, there's shoes in here.
Like I know people that always get lucky with the mail stuff. Like, oh, it's lost, and then they get another pair, or they get another item.
That shit is annoying.
Yo, I never get my item, and I have to fight back for my money all the time.
I just go right. I usually use the credit card because then I go right back to them, and I'm like, that shit never arrived here, bro. Like, here's the picture of where it was. This is the picture of the front of my house. Like, you want a picture of me in front of my house? Like, whatever you need.
Yeah,
like,
and now they got the ring, so it's like, yo,
yeah,
listen,
I can tell you nothing.
This is the whole day,
delivered.
my man. Like, yo.
Yeah, they're like, it was delivered at 7:52 a.m. and I'm like, no, the fuck it was not. No, it was not.
And that's the crazy part. Like, I ordered, so they had a nice hoodie for the Giants that came out.
I remember you wanted to get one.
And I ordered the hoodie, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to get this hoodie now. And I told her, look, I'll get you one on next week or whatever. I'm waiting for this hoodie, and I'm waiting. And the tracking
LaserShip is awful. I hate fucking LaserShip.
LaserShip says, oh, it's been delivered.
No, it's not, bitch.
So I'm like, yo, let me just check the ring. Maybe I'm being a little jerk.
No.
Check the ring. Nobody came that whole day. I asked my dad, yo, somebody dropped it off. Mom, somebody dropped it off. No, nobody.
No.
Yo, I call up. Well, I email Fanatics. I'm like, yo, listen, y'all never sent my hoodie. Oh, no, it's with LaserShip. Well, LaserShip ain't drop it off.
LaserShip lost it, bro.
Well, what's your tracking number? I'm like,
bro. You know my tracking number. Here.
Bam. Okay. After like 2 weeks, they're like, okay, we'll give you your money back. Why I gotta fight so hard? Give me my money back right now.
Because LaserShip is like, oh, sometimes they mark it delivered before it's actually delivered. It's still in the van. And I'm like, why is that allowed?
Bro, yeah, there's somebody out there in the world wearing my hoodie that I wanted.
Bro, and I know that, like, you can see what it is. They are probably able to tell, like, if you do it all the time, you know where certain shit comes from.
Yeah.
So if you know that's, like, from the Nike store or whatever, it doesn't really matter what's in it. You're going to take it and sell it off. Like, fuck it then.
So I was mad. I was like, oh, I never got my hoodie.
No, that shit's mad fucking annoying, bro.
So.
I don't know, bro. This shit is a scam.
Listen, I think shipping is a scam.
It is a scam. Well, I mean, when it's free, I'm like, whatever, I'll just fight for my money back. But
yeah,
I don't know. So, Let me ask you a question.
Sure.
When you have her, when it's your weekend for her,
Mm-hmm.
do you say I'm babysitting my daughter or my daughter's with me for the weekend? Like,
no, I say my daughter's with me for the weekend.
okay. Have you ever referred to the time with your kids as babysitting them?
No, this was a question I think we had, like not us specifically, but like I've talked about with somebody. No, how can you say I'm babysitting?
So that's because
my own
I
kid?
had this conversation yesterday where I was talking to somebody and they're like, oh, her dad's babysitting her. I'm like, well, first of all, she's 15. She requires very minimal, like you just leave out
Yeah.
food and water. She's kind of like a cat and just
Yeah.
just leave out food and water and like entertainment and
No,
a
100%.
basket of toys and like access to a window and some sunlight and they're cool. I'm like, it's fine. I'm like, she really requires minimal supervision, but no, her dad's not babysitting her. Like those are his weekends, and they're like, yeah, but he's watching her so you can be out. And I'm like, no, because even if I was at home eating fucking Pringles, she would still be with him. Like it's not like I called you up and said, hey, I know this isn't your weekend, but I need to go here for work, or
Yeah.
I have a wedding, or I have whatever, and I'm like, can you just do me a solid and just like have 2 weekends
yeah.
back to back? That's different. But this is your, I don't say assigned time, but this is your time with her. Like that's the time you have
But
to spend with her.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know. I feel like people are like, oh, well, if you have her 80% of the time, they feel like technically I'm watching her, and it's like, no, it's just how the way the custody works.
Yeah, well, and I don't live very
close.
close. I don't live close to you at
Yeah,
all anymore.
so-
But even when I didn't, though, like even when I did, rather, like when I lived in Brooklyn, even if you came after work, because there was a point in time where I'd be out, I'd be at work, or I'd be at
Yeah.
school or whatever, and you would still come over and see her, but you weren't babysitting her. Like my
No.
family was home, you were just spending time with her. And then
Yeah.
the same thing, like when you go see Kailani, you're not babysitting her, like you're spending time with your daughter.
Right.
So I was like having this conversation, and they were like, "No, but if he wasn't watching her, you couldn't be out." And I was like, "That's a whole other story. Again, minimal supervision. If I leave food and water out, I can go out for a little while, and she'll be okay. But he's not watching her. Like even I didn't call him up and say, "Hey, I want to go out this weekend for somebody's birthday. Can you take her this weekend?" Like I knew she'd be there, so I made plans.
Right.
So I was like that, but people like in some instances, and I think it's the moms too. I don't know if it's like a spiteful thing where they're like, oh, he's just watching her, like he's babysitting. Like he's not babysitting, he's parenting.
Yeah, I feel like it's what like it's actually funny. I guess it's the word play. They use it as a way to kind of.
But it's like demeaning. I feel
Yeah,
like to be like you're
to-
babysitting your
right,
child.
to-
You're not babysitting. That's your kid. Like
kind of
like if
put
I
down what you're doing.
yeah, or
like,
diminish the role you play in her life. I
Yeah.
think that's what like if Amanda were to drop Kailani here, I'm babysitting Kailani. Kailani is
Right.
not my child. I'm watching her, or if whatever. Like if Gianna were to come over and I'm watching her, I'm babysitting. It's not my
Right.
kid doesn't live with me. It's not my responsibility. That's kind of how I define it. If the kid's not my responsibility, then I'm like if I can't claim it on my taxes, or like it's not legally bound to me, then I'm babysitting it. But
no,
if it's legally, if
100%.
I'm legally responsible for it, then
Right.
I'm not babysitting it.
Right. So.
Because
It makes sense, but that's
we're
what
just
I feel
like
like
chomping on
people's head
fucking
go
beans
to.
right now. I'm like, no,
I
yeah,
know, amazing.
beans, yeah,
Go to Target, get y'all some of the red pack.
or
Amazing.
the sweetheart beans, but whatever. No,
But I
but
feel
that
like people don't understand it. Like as like the father that has the child on the weekends,
But I feel like that's the standard setup too, though. Like usually it is,
Yeah,
but some setups is every weekend. Like she'd go to you every weekend because she's with me
Right.
5 days. Like she's under my, I'll say jurisdiction or my care for 5 days of the week, and then the dad's like, well, because I can't see her at all during the week or like take her to dinner or whatever, I want to have her on the weekends because I still, at best, only have her 8 days a month.
right.
Yeah, 2, 4, 6, no, 4 weekends, 8 days.
No, 4 weekends is 8 days.
Yeah, so I would, the other, basically that's 1 week of the month. The other 3 is me, so I still have, 80% of that.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So I always feel like people get that, like, or maybe because of this, of how the stereotype is done, like you said, how there are some people out there that try to be spiteful and demean other people's, like, I guess, role in their child's life is like, oh no, he's watching her. But it's like, yeah, but even if I pay child support and support her when she's with me. So.
But yeah, it's like you're calling me. You're like, yeah.
Yeah, it's not to me.
And again,
if you're watching someone, like if you're, like you said, like if you're watching somebody else's kid, it would be considered. Well, that.
Well, you're watching, you're babysitting
kid,
them.
Everything is like support and everything is cared for. You're just making sure that the little human
is alive, basically.
Alive.
Right. So if I were to like if Amanda were to drop off Kailani or you know Gianna or Dominic would be dropped off to me, they're coming with all the necessary supplies.
Right.
So they're coming with a diaper bag, a change of clothes, snacks, whatever food they're gonna eat. Like they're coming with that. Or if they're a little bit older, you're like, you know, here's $25 to get McDonald's or order a pizza, whatever.
100%.
But when I drop her off to you, I'm not like, here's $25. Make sure you got to order a pie and pizza. Like if you're responsible and it's on you, then you're not babysitting them. And like, yeah, she's with you and that enables me to go do things.
Yeah.
But again, I don't say like when she's with my parents are babysitting her. Like she's with her grandparents.
Yeah, spending time with her grandparents. So I feel like there's always like that line that people like you said, it's either people don't understand it or there's just that person that's behind the scenes that's like trying, like you said, to make your role feel like insignificant. Like, oh no, you're just watching her because, you know, you have her for 2 days. No, what are you talking about? I was watching her. Okay, so, you know, me spending my money.
Oh, not only that, though, that you're also making judgment calls, too, while she's with you. It's not like you're calling me like, can I take Ava here? Can we do this? Is it okay if? Like, that's not, like that, it's two very different, like, buckets. Like, when you're babysitting, you have to follow the parents' or the caregiver's rules for this kid. You're just temporarily taking over those duties. Right. When you're with your kid for the weekend, you're doing what you feel fit with your kid for that period of time. So there's not like, oh, I don't know if your mom would like that. Let's call and see. Like, meanwhile, if I had, you know, Dominic or Gianna or Kailani, and I'd be like, maybe we'll go to a trampoline park. Ooh, I should probably call and make sure that that's okay first. Like, there's no, you know.
100%. And even when they're like younger, and then that's like the whatever. Like, let's say that's the custody arrangement that you have. I can understand that when the kid is younger because it's like, okay, the mom does spend a great deal of time, so the mom knows what's going on. And then you have to also let the mom know too, because let's say something does happen. She has to be able to.
Yeah, but that's more of a notice thing. I feel like that's more of like a respect. You know, like, I don't even want to say respect. It's just like a common courtesy. Like when you would take her to the water park and stuff when she was younger. It's like, hey, this weekend we're going here. It wasn't, can I take her here? It's like, hey, heads up, we're going here.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. At least you know. You know what I'm saying?
But that's another
especially
thing.
When she's younger.
Yeah,
too,
well, because they're less independent when they're younger. So there's like a level of, you know, let's say she couldn't swim. Like she can't swim. Make sure she doesn't go in past her knees. Like those are different things.
Because like I can't, if I go somewhere and I don't say anything to you.
And you don't know that, and she goes in the pool.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know what precautions to look out for. Like I said, it all depends. Like,
yeah, and she at that age, they're too young to kind of advocate for themselves.
Yeah.
But that's also like another thing that I've seen like be debated is like, well, do you have to tell me where she is? Like, I don't have to tell you anything. And I'm like, I feel like on two fronts. One, I feel like in a court, a judge will tell you if you're going to take the kid out of state or more than like 50 miles away, you need to tell the other parent because then they're far away. Yeah. I feel like that's kind of going to be like a judge thing, but I also feel like it's just like, even if you hated the other person's guts, I think of it from the other way around. If like anytime we took her to Florida, even if you weren't in New York, I let you know, hey, we're going to Florida. But like, just to not know where your kid is, you feel like powerless kind of. Well, I would never want to put that on somebody else. So even if we're not on great terms, hey, just heads up from the 16th to the 25th, we're going to be in Florida.
Well, yeah.
Do you know where your kid is?
Like, yeah, because, and like I always think of worst case scenario, even though it's not the best to think like that, but I always think of, okay, if she's with me, something happens. Let's say, I don't know, she falls off of a ride, she breaks her leg. You know that, hey, okay, I may have to,
I take a ride out there, yeah. Or here's my, well, now she's old enough. She's got a picture of her insurance card on her phone. You know like, she knows those things. But
still good to at least let that other person know.
Yeah, to be on,
now,
on
don't
watch.
Don't get me wrong. If you're with I don't know if you're with, but if the other person that you're trying to co-parent with is, and every time you're like, we're going to go here. No.
But that's more of a But I feel like
I feel like
that but that's being spiteful. One,
right?
Like unless there's a court order that says you can't take them. Like, you know, I've seen custody arrangements where it's like you have to let them know if they're going out of the state more than this amount of miles, or it's like stipulated they can't go, wherever. But like, if you're gonna purposely obstruct that, then yeah, telling you might be fucking annoying.
That's what I'm saying. Like at that point, it's like, okay, well then we need to go revisit our
the parenting plan essentially.
Because it's like, I'm trying to be respectful. I'm trying to tell you.
But you're making it really fucking hard.
Right. At that point, that's different. But with the way we do things, I mean, it's not that bad. So it's not.
No, but I've seen it go the other way where it really is that bad.
No,
or even like when it comes to moving too. Like, I mean, I'm not 50 miles away from you, but like, for instance, let's say you wanted to, bitch, keeps going to sleep. Like, if you wanted to move a certain distance away, like to be spiteful, it could be like, oh no, then I'm not. Then you're out of the jurisdiction, the radius of 50 miles. Sorry,
No, of
like
course.
now everything's null and void. And I've seen that happen where the other person restricts that person being able to take a job or do anything. They go back and forth to court and get things in writing, and it's like, I'm like, this poor cat. He's just like a slinky.
He's everywhere.
He's a slinky. But I feel like that at that point, then you kind of have to just make a judgment call. Like, all right, like, should the mom know that we're at Kalahari? Yeah, but if you're going to be a bitch about it or worse, show up at the place or fucking make like a ruckus about it, then I'm just going to tell you after the fact. And then it's kind of like, I'd rather ask for forgiveness than permission because it's easier to do it that way.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, I think about, because somebody was like, well, but why do you need to know if it's not your week, you're not there? And it's like, it's just more like a heads up.
Yeah, like comfortability, like it was actually funny because me and Ava were just talking about this as we were on the way home. Like it was like in my mind when I get a little bit older, even though I feel like I'm like 1,500 years old, but when I get a little bit older, like I told her, there may be times where, I want to take a trip. Let's go PA get some cheesesteaks or whatever.
Yeah, for the day, fuck it.
Like something like we could go see
day
something
trip, yeah.
or whatever. It's not something we have to do for a whole week, but and even then, like I was like, those are things that I want to do, like go out and see different things. And she was like,
and
yeah, that's
but
cool.
She's at the age
like,
too.
yeah.
It doesn't like with her at this age now. It doesn't take a ton of preparation. Like if we woke up on a Saturday and I was like, Ava, let's drive to Splashdown Beach or whatever. There's no like with a little kid you have to like diaper bag, like planning around their nap time.
Yeah.
With her, it's like put your fucking shoes on, we're going. It's like we're out.
But that's what I'm saying. I feel like, but then it's always like everybody's like always like you said, like there's always that one. Like different parts that they attack of this co-parenting thing.
But they pick and choose
and
what applies and what doesn't. Because then if they do it, it's not a big deal. Because I'm the primary parent. And that's like, but again, that goes back to like you're not a part-time. I mean, there's obviously circumstances where you are a part-time parent where you're not involved, or you're a deadbeat or whatever. But if I'm paying my child support or spending time with the kid, or it's 50-50, like then I'm not. Like, it's just, 100%. This is the circumstance. We're not together, so we split the time with the kid. I'm going to do this on my time with my kid. And as they get older, it gets way easier. Because, I mean, you just look at going to the mall yesterday with a 2-year-old. It's like it's an entire production.
Because, then, like you said, she starts to get tired at a certain time. And then she kind of wants to take a nap. But, like you say, there's like so much going on that she's like, exactly. She gets FOMO, so she's like, I don't want to miss out on what y'all are doing. Yeah. So I'm going to stay up and be cranky.
Yeah, and be pissed off because she was like fading fast when we were in the yard house.
Yeah.
Because before in the aquarium she was good. Amanda said she slept on the way there, and then when we got there, as soon as she saw me, she was like, "Get me out of this shit."
Yeah, she was like,
"Take me out." So we went in the aquarium. She was good all through the aquarium. She got kind of cranky towards the end because we were in there for like. It's really. I felt like it was way bigger when we went the last time, but maybe it's because she was way smaller and it just took longer. I don't know. But now she like walks herself, but I'm just like, all of those things take a lot longer and more planning on both parents' parts.
Yeah,
so,
no, definitely.
If
Look
you
what happened when we got stuck outside.
Yeah, well, but think about, and I thought about it too. I'm like, imagine having like like whatever. She might be like, this sucks, but imagine being in that traffic line with a cranky baby, a screaming baby.
100%.
So it's like, but then for me at least, maybe like years ago, you want to micromanage that and be like, you have to do it my way. You have to do it in my routine. My biggest thing was the bedtime thing. Because then I would get her back and she'd be a fucking nightmare for 2 days because she had to wake up early and she was cranky and she didn't sleep. bedtime was, she never napped as a kid. It didn't really fucking matter to me.
No,
But
yeah,
bedtime was it.
the minute her head went down, it was right back up.
Yeah,
like,
there was no napping for her. So it was just like, but other than that, if you want to nap, if she was a napping baby, if you wanted to nap deprive her and deal with the screaming the whole way home, bro, have at it. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it gets to a point where you're just like, one, I feel like maybe with your first one, you're a little bit more like hyper aware of those things. But then also over time, it's like, he's going to learn what she does and doesn't like and figure it out. And he won't do that shit again if he has to drive home with a screaming toddler.
And that's what I feel like. I feel like, too, is like, I'm just going back real quick, is like you got to know who you're dealing with. Like, come on. You obvious, if you had a baby with somebody, you've obviously been together for a certain amount of years.
Maybe.
You know. I mean, obviously, if it's a club hit up,
I was going to say, if somebody shot the club up one night and it was an accident, then no, maybe not. But
no, like
there are extenuating circumstances.
But majority is you've been with that person. You know what kind of person they are.
But I will say, yeah, you know what kind of person they are like of themselves, like in their own. People become very different people when they become parents.
Well, yeah, that's true too. But I always feel like, and don't get me wrong, like that. Yeah, that first, especially for the moms, like the first maybe few months, even few years, is like hyper protective. Like, yo, or like I want to make sure nothing happens to my kid. I don't want to fly to touch her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I get that.
Well,
but then
when they're
after a certain
clingy,
amount of time,
like that one.
You know, especially
when you were little, now you're not. When you were little, bro, you didn't leave the side of my legs.
Bro, people would come in.
You were
and
like
look
Velcro.
at your mom and be like, "Is this okay?"
You were like 3M Velcroed to me, and I was like, "No, go say hi to your cousin." You were like, "Nah, no."
So it's like I always.
Knowing your audience here, or knowing,
like,
but it's kind of unpredictable too, because you don't know what that person's gonna turn into when they become a parent.
Yeah, but
you don't know what's gonna happen.
And then, but that's why I always feel like, yo, like if you start to see these things where, like the mom is starting to be an asshole, or the dad's starting to be an asshole, it's like, all right, listen, we got to figure out some kind of way to.
Yeah, but both parties have to want to meet in the middle.
No,
you know,
course,
if I'm just like, it's my way or the highway because I'm the primary parent and she lives with me and I'm the decision maker, then you're gonna have an uphill battle all the way because although the courts have changed considerably since she's been smaller, where they favor the mom solely, they're gonna go with the kid's normal routine and normal house and who they're with most of the time. So it's an uphill battle where you don't have anybody that wants to. No one's cooperating. No one wants to bend. No one wants to meet in the middle, and you're just like. Then that's when you get like you kind of, not that you empathize with a dad that kind of like backs away, but where it's just like I'm gonna wait till they're a little bit bigger because this is a nightmare.
That's the thing, and that's my same thing. Is always like that would be my advice is be like, yo, listen, you want to do it your way, even though this is stopping me from
having a relationship,
and being close to my kid. I'm just gonna pay my support. I'm gonna do what I gotta do to. Keep me out of jail, but
or off the side of the road.
You know, but listen, when they get bigger and when the court maybe can see it a little bit
because
more
they treat it differently when they're a little bit bigger. I feel like
we'll come back and assess the situation.
Yeah, and I feel like there's like markers, like when they're newborns and infants, they're like courts and just in general mediators are very much like they kind of need to be with mom, especially if they're breastfeeding.
100%.
But then they're like I think the next marker is like when they're walking, and then once they're potty trained, that's like another clear. Because when you were gone and she started spending the night at your parents' house, the mediator told me, he's like, that's kind of what they start looking at when they're potty trained. And, like, they're becoming more independent and whatever. And it was like, all right, like, cool.
Yeah.
But, like, at some point you have to kind of just.
Well, yeah, you as a person have to kind of just, like, and that, like, it always goes back to what we say, you got to deal with yourself first before getting into those situations.
Well, you have to know, but I feel like people. Sometimes they don't realize it and they're just like, this is new to me, so I'm figuring this out. But other times they're well aware of their own, and they use it as like a manipulator or like an agitator for the other person to trigger them, because then it's like, well, you're not willing to work with me, or look how he speaks to me, or purposely triggering the other person to get a rise out of them to be like, we can't co-parent, look how he speaks to me.
No, 100%. And I feel like you said, like.
Oh, you want to go in there? Go ahead.
And there's always that.
No? Okay, my bad, bro.
There's always that, like you said, there's always that push. and then when the person's like, all right, you know what, I give up. I'm
yeah,
done.
like, okay, do it your way then.
Do it your way.
Go ahead.
I'm out of here.
Yeah, wait till you let me know when I can step in and parent.
Yeah,
But then that gets used against you. Yes, well, because then it looks like you're saying I don't want the responsibility.
Yeah.
Fuck it. But it's like I'm not saying that. I'll pay my child support if you need something. I'm there, but I'm not going to fight with you to be able to parent my kid.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not gonna kill myself, day in and day out, trying to, and I think that's where also people get it like very like twisted because they're like, oh well, the mom has a sort of mom dictates. It's like, then you have those certain situations where, like you said, the person's being manipulating. So now you, as the father or even the mother, let's say the father has custody, you're trying to now negotiate.
It's like negotiating with terrorists, basically. You're just like,
all right, look, this is what I'm bringing to the table. What you got for me?
Yeah, and it's like, well, no, I don't want that. And then you throw in the other piece of the mix, and like I was guilty of this too. Once you know that person's dating somebody, obviously not right off the rip. Like there should be like a buffer period or whatever. Like especially when they're little, because when they're small, they're so impressionable. Mm-hmm. At least when they're bigger, they kind of have an idea of what relationships are.
Yeah.
But there should be like a buffer period. But if you've been with that person for a little while and you intentionally just keep like putting the screws to it and just making it difficult, I don't want them around my kid. You won't get your kid if that person's there. And there's, like we've said before, there's like levels of maturity and stuff, but that all ties into then that same person will turn around and be like, oh, he only watches them sometimes. Like, well, yeah, because you don't allow him to like parent in the full capacity, or you only hit him up when you want to do something and it's not a scheduled thing. And I've always been real regimented, like, nope, that's your dad's weekend, like we'll plan it the other weekend. Yeah. Like unless it's something like, we're going to see my brother, you can't plan around it, or it's a vacation or whatever, like, you're going somewhere, fine, we do it back, or when Phil got married, whatever, and then we just swap it around. But I've always been really adamant of that's his time, I'm not going to step on it, unless it really, really needs it, like it's something that's like my brother's wedding.
Yeah, like
other than that,
like that, you can't stop. I'm
not worrying about a trip to fucking Dave and Buster's on, well, you missed that one this time, sorry.
Yeah, no, 100%, I get that, but that's, like you said, like, that's a big thing right now, like, even, like, and that's been a big thing for a long time, maybe even longer than we've been parenting. It's like, you like you said, you get that manipulation, or that way, like, how people use kids as a tool to
as a pawn,
get to the other person, and, like, I feel like I kind of, like, wish people understood.
What are you doing, bro?
You lucky he don't got no clothes.
I know. He's the producer today. He's the director.
So it's like...
No, you're producer director right here.
Well, he's taking the chair.
He kicked me out of the chair.
So I feel like, when you do those kind of things, it destroys any kind of, like, relationship building.
Yeah, or any
like
hope
harbors
of it.
It kind of puts it at a stop. Like,
you're not allowing things to progress naturally and, like, move on. And it's like, I think it's selfish too to like deprive the kid of that. Like, obviously not everyone's gonna agree, because there are people who don't agree with the fact that we're friends or that we do the podcast or whatever. Like, it's weird, or like people have said, well, you're hindering your ability to find a relationship because of that. And I'm like, I don't really think so. Like, that doesn't, to me, that makes no sense. There's no difference between us filming a podcast and putting together a production, like, and on camera, versus us just having a conversation outside. Like, that's kind of what this came from, was like, we shoot the shit when you drop her, I drop her. What's the difference from, like, putting content together? Like, there's no, this is publicized. It's not, it's not.
It's everywhere. And that's the one thing I've never, like, understood. It's like you would rather take something like this, tear it down, and be like, nah, this can't happen.
Yeah, or it's not conventional, or no one's gonna tolerate that, or you spend too much time. Like, I don't.
But it's like, what do you mean? Like, all of our content ends like when this is like the biggest piece of the content that we do together.
This is the entire thing.
So like, this is where we're in one room
together for a period of time. And I don't. Maybe people don't understand that piece. Like, it's not like we're filming the podcast and then on Tuesday and Wednesday night we're like hanging out and whatever. Like, we're filming the podcast when you drop her off, because I have all the stuff here. It's easier. And then we stream like on a Thursday, and you're in your house and I'm in my house. And the days that I can't make the stream, she does it.
Yeah.
So it's centered. Like, there's never an instance where she's not there. Like, she's the glue, because without me dropping her or you dropping her,
100%.
there's no
there's no
like
way to really.
There's like no overlapping need to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, or Ava or Kailani are the overlapping pieces.
Right, and that's the funny thing is because it's like we're not in each other's houses doing the content where it's like you said, after the stream, I'm on my computer and I'm clipping clips.
Yeah, and I'm putting the podcast together. I'm doing the audio, whatever. But she's never. It's not like she's with your mom and then we're going to hang out. Like there's never there's like yes we have a friendship and we're friends and we'll talk throughout the week. But it's still like we're not hanging out and just shooting the shit on a Tuesday because it's Tuesday. Like it's work. It's content based.
Yeah, it still needs. It gets done by, like I said, you take care of most of the podcast and then on the streaming and on the gaming side.
That's your piece. So that's
so.
But again, it's all of those things she one has a hand in, and two is like the glue. So I think people misunderstand. They're like, oh well, then that's like inappropriate. I'm like, no, because anything we're doing in the same space or doing together is centered around the podcast or the stream or her.
And they always have eyes on it. There's always eyes on it.
It's publicized.
And there's even cameras around for it too. So like even like when we were doing the TikToks, when we were doing those, those were on camera.
Everything is it's content. It's put together for it's curated for a reason.
Yeah.
So I think people immediately see it and they're like, that's weird. That shouldn't happen. It's like, why?
You know, and I always feel like it's like, you know, all right, like just going back. Like it's like when I met Danny, my mind is not to, you know, make this dude's life harder. He's around my daughter.
Yeah, like it's
like,
you want like to have the symbiotic, like we coexist. Like it's cool.
Right,
Like we all went to Bryant Park with her that time, or you know we can do all those.
And look, I found out he played Fortnite, Call of Duty. That's pretty cool. We have something in common.
Yeah,
right,
it's
cool.
like, and she plays, you know, she was starting to play Fortnite and whatever it was then, you know, so Minecraft she was playing, so all of those things are like connector pieces.
Yeah.
And again, it wasn't like you and Danny were going out on a Friday to grab beers together. It was, again, to coexist when the relationship called for it when we were all in the same space.
No, of course. And then there have been times like you've had to tell me stuff around Ava and you would call me and Amanda would have been there at that time. So it's like all these pieces are like pieces that we let that at the time we let the others know. Hey, yo, this Sam's calling me, and it's not like we didn't talk together.
I was saying, it's not like you went in the other room and closed the door and were whispering. It was like a whole conversation with the other person around.
Yeah. So.
And it's not like that stopped because now you know we've separated from those people. Like we went all to the mall yesterday together. Like. You know, it didn't matter. Like, we were all in the same place. Like, we went
100%.
So that she could see her sister, whatever. It's for that. So I think it's really easy, like we said last episode, for people to make assumptions when they're like, oh, well, then they're way too close. Or like, oh, that's something weird's going on there. Or there's no way that they're not still messing around. Like, that's not, no. Like, there's no connector piece without her or without Kailani.
Right. So it's always like, you know, it's always, and to be honest, it's like, yo,
it makes me laugh.
Yeah, I don't know
because
how to explain it because it's so.
I know how stupid it sounds. Like
when you hear it,
it's like.
But that's how you've been. And it's funny is that's how we've been conditioned.
But that's usually what it is. But the problem is, and we said this last episode too. Sometimes, unfortunately, it is true. Like I was talking to somebody the other day, and they were like, we were talking about how he has kids, two different women, like similar to whatever. The second mom still interferes like in anything that he does because they're kids. And I've said this before. When the kids are younger, it's harder because there's still an emotional connection between the parents because you just had a kid or whatever it is. Once they get bigger and they're beyond like the distance and like the time goes by, for me at least, where that it's done. Like that's not ever an option again. But when people hear it and they're like, oh, and I'm like, well, no, he was missing for a chunk of that. He was gone for like 6 years and then he came back and whatever. I was like, and it was really shitty up until about like maybe 4 years ago. No, Kailani's gonna be 4 years ago. So I'm like, it wasn't like he went away and we stayed in touch the whole time. Like there was a period of time we didn't speak for months. Like we communicated only through your mom. That was it. And then you came back, and I was like, I wanted no fucking parts. I was like, whatever. So again, it's really easy to look at something and be like, yeah, there's no way. Or like, I'm not even going to be bothered or get involved with that because obviously something funny is going on. It's like, I guess I get why you could think that, but it's not really the case. And anybody that knows us, that's been around us since before we had her, or even after we had her, is like, no.
But it's so funny because like if you get to know us personally, there's so much like that we do like if somebody was to get to know us, that they would know that our lives don't they don't cross paths besides the content that we do.
Yeah, there's no overlap because
so
we're two different people.
Like I tell people all the time, it's like, all right, yeah, like most of my week is all content based because I do the Thursday stream with you and Ava.
For the podcast, yeah, and then you have your own stream and your own stuff, yeah.
Because
then your own
the
stuff.
Sunday we record,
and then but the rest of the week I'm solo editing and doing the video and putting all the clips together, or whatever. It's there's no, and it's not like
and it's so funny because Ava saw my stream schedule the other day. Monday I'm streaming on Twitch.
On
Tuesday,
your regular
Wednesday,
one.
I take the days to do our clips.
Yeah, Tuesdays when I edit.
And then Thursday and Friday, I'm back on the Scooby Fest
streaming. Yeah, I
so
do
like,
all the edits, like the big edit on Tuesday night, and then Wednesday I'll sit and clip, and then Thursday we stream.
With the baby.
Yeah, Wednesday you're with the baby.
So really and totally, I only have one day to myself.
To do, yeah, like that's,
so like,
bitch, why do you keep going to sleep?
So it's like, there's always, like you said, there's always that person
and we don't share spaces either. I think I see Amanda more, if not as often as I see you, because we work together. So I see her once or twice during the week, depending on when.
Yeah.
I see her. Actually, I see her more. I see her every single week. I only see you every other weekend when she gets dropped off. So I see Amanda
like 2 times.
Yeah, a month basically.
Yeah.
Or when we do this and when I drop her on a Friday, I see Amanda every week. So I see her more often than I see you. And again, it's not like we work in the same place or we live in the same neighborhood or I even still live in Brooklyn. Like there's. No.
Oh yeah, 4 times because when your mom drops you off.
Yeah.
And then when I come back,
But no, sometimes I see Amanda more because we go into the city more often. So, but time spent, I spend an entire workday with her in the office. I see you for like collective maybe 4 hours out of all that time.
Well, yeah, the of course the podcast time and then
the stream, but I don't even count that because I'm not physically there. I'm here and you're there.
When you drop her off, and now it's cold weather, so
yeah, we don't be outside. It's cold as fuck. I'd be rolling the window and I'm like, nee, have a good one. I'll see you Sunday.
It's always funny. It's like, yo, like, oh my God. Like, okay, like, I get it. Like, yeah, if we would shoot the shit outside, yo, like, I could send you my Ring doorbell footage. Like,
literally,
like,
of me fighting the guy in the Uber.
Oh my God. Yeah, that was, oh my God. That dude was.
Yeah, but that's the thing. But going back to what you said before about, like with Danny, at one point he was like, that's weird. Because I'd drop her off on a Friday after picking her up from my mom, and we'd, like, when it was nice, we'd bullshit till, like, 11, 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
And then whatever, but we never left my car. My car was always double parked there, and it was always like, well, like, what are you doing for 2 hours? And I'm like, we're just literally standing outside bullshitting.
And it's funny, because I would have Ring doorbell footage of, like, literally, because it records
when people
the whole
motion,
time.
yeah, because
so
it
motion. Records the whole time that we're out there, so it's like, bro. There's so many things that we do.
But it's not
as a co-parent, and
but some of it is not conventional. Like there's no obviously this is not conventional.
Well,
like,
what I mean,
let's keep it a buck. It's not. But I feel like there are other co-parents out there who, when their kid gets dropped off, they have a conversation.
Well, yeah, like at the end of the day, it's like like you still have that friend foundation. It's like I hate when people judge something like this.
Not everybody
but
does,
they'll say, but just hear me out. The one thing I hate is that people will judge our situation, but then say, "Oh, I'm still friends with my ex." So how does that work?
That to me is
like you have no human time.
I would say it's not of the same genre because yes you're my ex, but you're not just like if you were just an ex, it'd be having you on Instagram and like liking a picture every now and then is very different than saying I had a child with this person. We're co-parenting, so like you liking a photo when I posted or sending like an Instagram heart or whatever is different than me having to co-parent a life with somebody else.
Right.
Like that doesn't work. Like
so
you
in
can't
my
compare
mind,
the two.
So that's why. But like in my mind, I feel like if you don't even have a big attachment like a human being in between two people, how can you still be attached to somebody that
you're done with?
That you're done with. Oh, we can still be friends because we don't see each other like that. That's okay. But you saw each other like that a year ago.
Yeah. Yeah,
right?
because, and again,
but you have no reason to talk.
There's
to this
no tie,
person.
but that's why I said even when you do have a reason to talk to the person, when it's fresh like that, and the kid, especially when you break up when the kid's small, there's a ton of emotion involved. So yeah, you might see them to co-parent, but there's still a ton of distance that needs to be had because anytime you're around each other, there's going to be emotion.
Right.
Like, there's no way around it. Versus like when you know, or you break up was like mutual, and you were both like, "Fuck this." Like, this doesn't work, or this is chaos, or we don't get along, or like we know, whatever, versus like somebody cheated or one person didn't want to break up. Like, then there are factors that go into it.
Yeah. Now, like, one thing that I can understand, like, maybe if you're friends, like, okay, like if you break up, you're at the same job, and then you guys were like,
or you're
listen,
the same friend circle, you went to the same places.
Like, that's, I can understand that because even though you don't have a human attached to you, you still have
similar
friends,
shared space,
like,
and even that, I feel like like there's a level of like withdrawal that needs to, you kind of just like, they're gonna be there, maybe I'll skip this one.
Yeah, and I get that, but like I said, I just always I feel like it's like, oh, you can't do that, but it's like, but look at the facts, look at the lives. Like, if I could honestly, at the end of the day, even if I didn't have as much camera time as I did, I'd be like, maybe still get to know us.
Yeah.
And see how we move. But it's like, even that, we, like, there's a lot of camera time. There's a lot of footage.
Again, it's content based. It's not, it's not, again, there's no secrecy. Like, the entire interaction, the entire conversation is filmed. And like I said, that's, us bullshitting outside was where this came from. It was like, we should make a podcast about this.
Yeah,
like
100%.
we're bullshitting outside anyway about her and about whatever and this that So yeah, we talk about you
about the stuff you did.
Whatever is on the docket that week.
On the docket.
Whatever's on the agenda that week. But again, then we're like, all right, well then, like, this, most people don't. So because usually the response is, well, I don't really talk to my ex, or we don't get along, or my mom has to do the drop off, and it's just like, I mean, I don't know. I'm not gonna. Maybe it was really volatile or toxic, or maybe he beat you. I don't know.
Well, yeah, I feel like
barring
stuff like
barring anything traumatic, like where there's like a restraining order in place, then like at a certain age, you just need to grow up. Like, you cut your losses and be like, this didn't work. Or look back and then, like, look at what you've evolved into and look back and be like, I understand now why we didn't work because I learned this about myself and this are not compatible.
Right.
Or, like, 100%. You see the world this way, I see it that way. It works, like, on a friend, like a platonic level, but it does not work on a relationship. And we know that. Yeah. So it's like...
And that's what I feel like a lot of people don't discuss. So, like you said, they don't look... It's like once the breakup happens, it's like...
a ton of animosity and tension.
It's like this.
It's a blame game.
Yeah. And it's like, you just need to look at the person you are and move forward with that. And listen, make the world a better place for your kid.
Yeah, make it less hot, like, make it not hostile.
I walk around and I do things with my baby mamas. Like, we went to the thing today. We went to, not today, yesterday.
I was like, what do we do today? I was like,
American Dream Mall. We did that. And like you said, drop-offs. And I dap up both of y'all. There is no, like, weirdo-ness going on.
No, it's not. Again, it would be different if there was, like, tension there where she wouldn't come out and drop the baby, her mom had to do it.
Yeah.
Or like when you went there to see Kailani, she was working, or that was her late night at work and she didn't want to see you. Because there was a period of time where I did not want to see you. Mm-hmm. I didn't obstruct my brother or sister from hanging out with you. I didn't obstruct you from seeing her. I was just like, do it when I'm not there.
Yeah.
Or if I knew you were going to be there, I'm like, I'm going to wait a little bit more to come home or whatever it was. Like, I didn't want to be part of it. I wasn't going to block it, but I didn't want it around me.
Yeah.
And I knew it just didn't make any sense for me. It was aggravating for me. I wasn't over it. I was pissed off. Like, you had just come back, so it was like, she was in kindergarten or first grade. Yeah, so she was like, she was smaller, and I was like, I don't want to obstruct her building a relationship with you, but I don't necessarily want you around me. So
100%.
Yeah, I was like, I'd really rather you not. So I'm like, and Phil was like, are you sure? And I'm like, you guys can hang out with him. I'm not gonna say you can't. That's your niece's father. So yeah, by all means, go ahead. I just don't ask me to do it.
Yeah.
So it was like, and I think the first olive branch that was extended, like, for us to make peace, was when we went to Salty Dog, when we were all out and Phil and we were like, invite Jerry out, and I was like, okay. I was like, fine.
You could have a bean for this one.
I was like, yeah, you got a bean for. I was like, yeah, all right, let's get him fucking drunk. Let's do it. Let's get him fucked up. It's all right.
Pass me beans.
Oh, you can't. We can't pass you beans. Oh yeah, off camera beans because you got no pants on.
Yes, I do.
They're not on camera pants.
They're shorts. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, but like that was like the first extension of like, all right, like let's just like make peace essentially, like, and not like let's not be angry at least anymore, like to be able to do the drop off like without any, because at one point when I would drop her off, I was still dropping her off to your mom.
Yeah.
I wanted no parts of you, so I was just like, Martha, I'm here.
I think it'd be like right before I got home.
Yeah, I would drop her off because I still lived in Brooklyn at the time, and I wasn't telling you that I was on my way. I was telling your mom, like if your mom was doing something with the family, whatever. She was texting me. It wasn't you.
Yeah.
So I was just like, all right. I was like, at that point, it was like, I think that picture was 2016, and I was like, all right, you've been back a year, so I'm like, let's not be children.
Yeah.
I was like, and they were like, we'll invite him out, and I was like, okay, fine, whatever. And I was like,
drive my own car home, but
no, I didn't. I thought maybe you had built up some type of alcohol tolerance in the time that you were away, but not at all, bro.
Yeah, we're not even
not
about the
even
time
a little bit.
Me and Phil had to come get you.
No, but I know I got fucked. I knew what I was. But okay, the difference is when I got that fucked up, I had like probably close to 15 drinks that night.
Yo,
you got that fucked up over 4 beers.
Yeah,
beers. I was drinking hard liquor.
Listen, I don't drink. Listen, I was at my holiday party. And yo, they made me a Jack and Coke that was like they talk about it in the office. It was
you don't drink anything, and the first thing you pick up is Jack and Coke.
Yo, I love it. I love Jack and Coke is my thing, but they did make it strong though, and I was whew.
I was about to say,
I looked at Jessica. I was like, huh.
The bar that I go to,
rough.
The bartender, I've known him for a decade now. He'll fill up my drink this much liquor and this much pineapple juice. Like
yeah, I told my man, I was like, yo, listen, after this Jack and Coke, we done. I gotta be able to drive once I get to the crib.
So you want to laugh? I walk in, like, you go through, like, they look in your bag, security, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So we go, I show my ID. As I'm walking in, we make eye contact, and he's like, he had the drink, like, ready to roll.
Oh,
he's like, I saw you. Yeah. Wait, yeah, he's like, I knew you were, like, I saw you outside. And I was like, damn.
Nah, I can't do it.
Like, on a ready-to-drink basis, man was like, here you go.
Listen, I feel like my first taste of alcohol, it's like it gets me, like, giddy. I'm like, yes, back on it. And then I drink the first 2 drinks. No. And I'm like, I already feel wavy. So I'm not drinking anymore because I'm going to regret the night. That's it.
No, see, for me, so I, as a person with anxiety, the first 2 drinks just make me a normal person.
Oh, yeah, no.
Like, the first 2 drinks, like, I'm, like, here, the first 2 drinks put me, like, at baseline, and I'm a normal human being again without the anxiety. Then I'm good, I'm chilling. Then drinks 3 and on, I don't really start to feel, like, wavy till, like, drink 5. And then I'm, like, in the wavy zone, like, I'm in the wave pool. Yeah. And then I have to make a decision at that point. Are we going to the point of no return, or are we going to, like, Pedialyte Town?
And that's like, yo, like the funniest
like
part is
you got to figure out if we're going left and it's just going to be a fucking balls to the wall Uber night, or is it going to be like, all right, I need to fucking stop drinking in 30 minutes so I can sober up to leave.
Like, even like when she comes for the holidays and I'm drinking and then I'm like, I start feeling it and I'm like,
fall asleep somewhere.
Because I'm like, yo, oh my God, I got to make some food tomorrow. And then I look at Ava and I'm like, nah, she mad, babe. She got it.
Bro.
There's macaroni boxes.
Figure it. Again, the food, the water, and some access to sunlight and Wi-Fi.
So I'm like,
and they're good.
She'll be fine.
That's like when I got the COVID vaccine. I got mad food that she could make herself because I thought I'd die from the COVID vaccine, and I was fine. I got soup and mac and cheese. I got mad. Like, I was gonna be down for 3 days. Fine.
No, it's oh my God, I swear, that's why I always feel like that. And then she looks at me and then I'm like,
she's like, I can figure it out.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, you're mad big, so I'll take 2 more drinks. Okay.
Yeah, and I was at the point like, I'll send her like the Snapchat filter and I'll send it to her and she's like, are you drinking?
I'm like, oh, you're drunk already, nice.
She's like, it's 11:15.
Yeah, I can't.
And I'm like,
yeah.
We started early tonight.
Yeah.
It was Janet's birthday, so.
Okay. Happy birthday.
And because she's got little ones, so she's gonna start her night and end her night early.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Well, that's the thing too. With moms, it's like not saying it's a bad thing. With mom's job is never done.
Well, especially when they're small. Like when they're really small, they don't understand.
No, that's what I mean. Like it's 3, 6, 5.
Yeah, they don't. And when they're small, they're not gonna give a fuck that you drank too much last night. They're making noise. They're bringing blinking toys to the bed. They're climbing on you. They're turning on lights. They're clanking. They're just inconsiderate as fuck, and you're just like, the room is spinning. Shut up.
talking like you
savagery.
I would never.
Come over with the iPad.
Oh my
like,
God, you better stop it.
Come over with the iPad and be like, can you turn this on? And I'm like, get the fuck away from me, bro. Go ask grandma. Ava, everything was spinning. Everything was spinning. Everything hurt. Like, it was just, and you're like, can you put the iPad on?
You know what?
The Wi-Fi's not working. I'm like, I don't give a
me
fuck.
wrong. It probably wouldn't have been as bad. You wouldn't feel like that. But yo, Ava, like you were inseparable from your mom.
You would not leave.
Like literally.
You would not get off it.
You know, like when you put two Play-Dohs together and you mush them really hard, but you're trying to get them to be back the same color 100%. You couldn't do that with you. You were just so stuck, bro. It'd be like every time we'd pull you away, a piece of your mom's soul came on.
Yeah, you wouldn't leave it. You would not. We had to distract you when I would leave you.
Why did you make me feel separation anxiety?
Because remember when Dad left when you were 18 months old, so you were always with me.
Yeah.
We lived in the same house.
You didn't want to go there, bro.
But not only that, you lived in the same house, so it did for you. Even if you were upstairs sitting with grandma, you knew I was in the house. There was always I'm here.
Yeah.
So even if you were upstairs with grandma, all you had to do was go downstairs, and there I was.
Bro, you think
you were there all the time. So even when I would bring you to Grandma Martha's house, Papa Jerry would have to distract you, and I had to sneak away because you came back looking for me like you did in our house, and it was like, I mean, even on holidays, oh my God, bro.
We used to have this gate. It was so cool. You'd put pressure on it, and it like shoots the things out. And I would be upstairs with your grandma while your mom was downstairs, and we put that thing there, and we would tell your mom, don't even make a sound.
Nope, and I'd sneak out, and I'd hear you shrieking because you realized I had gone.
Straight.
Yeah, like, call me and be like, you gotta come back. I don't know.
Well, you would raise hell, bro. Like, dude. And you didn't have that scream where it was like
tolerable. It was like soul piercing.
Yeah, she could soothe herself. No. She'd be your scream was just
bro.
Like you used your
all of it, every bit.
And it was so.
It was just like,
bad,
oh my God. So it's like, but again, like that's why, she was like, she's like, you go out all the time. I'm like, right, because when you were really little, I couldn't. Even if I did go out, it didn't matter. But you were like that. Remember that game, Don't Wake Daddy?
Yeah.
My mom, I'd put her to bed because that was the rule. I had to put her to sleep before I left because there was a period of time, remember, where she wouldn't go to sleep without me. She had to either be touching my ears or my hair to go to sleep.
If I'm gonna tell you so bad, put you to bed. I thought you were asleep.
No.
I thought you were asleep. You was like, I'll never forget it. Your face was pointed to the left. Your back was breathing. We saw you breathing. So I was like, I took my hand off. I was like,
immediately woke up.
As I turned around to close the door,
looking at you.
I could see you in the mirror.
Looking.
Right here like this.
And you were like,
yo, why?
No,
why would you do that?
Because she wouldn't go to sleep unless she was like touching my hair or my ears. So I had to put her to sleep, and then I could go out, right? Once she was sound asleep, I could leave. My mom would be like, all right, I'll put the monitor in my room, whatever. I would be super quiet. I'd shower, I'd go to come to bed, I'd make no noise. Come in, I'd check, she's sleeping, good. I would lay down, get comfortable, I'd roll over, and she's like,
well, hello.
And I'm like, go to sleep. And she'd be like, and I'm like, no, lay down. And then she'd like come out of the bed and climb up in the bed, and I'm like, oh, bro, like everything is spinning. You're making the bed shake, bro. I can't see.
Dude, and the worst part about you is you be sleeping
all over the place.
Yeah.
And then when she got a little bit bigger, like when she could talk, and same thing, I'd put her to sleep, and then I'd go out. Same thing, I'd be really quiet. I'd come in, I'd lay down, get myself comfortable. She'd sit up, and she'd be like, how was dinner with your friends? And I'm like, I'll tell you about it tomorrow, lay down. She's like, what did you eat? And I'm like, chicken nuggets, lay down. And she's like, you were gone a really long time. I was like, I was gone for 4 hours. It's fine, lay back down. And she's like, okay, can I come lay with you? And I'm like, no, lay the fuck down, bro. You're too big for that shit now. I'm like, so it's an all the time thing. So it's like now that you're bigger, and I mean, even like, I feel like 10 and on, you can start to conceive the idea of like, I'm going to go out, I'll be back later. But then you also, like, to your point, you still, when they're, like, a little, not super self-sufficient, you're still, like, wondering, like, what if they don't feel good? Like, now I know if she has to throw up, she knows to go to the bathroom or to get a can. Yeah. Like, and I'm not going to hear, like, I threw up. Like, All right. Like now, if she doesn't feel good, she knows where the Tylenol is kept.
Yeah.
She'll go take Tylenol. You know, her head hurts, she'll take that. Or she wants a drink, she'll go get it. You know, she wants to make fucking pizza rolls, she'll make pizza rolls. So I'm not as like hyper aware. But the one thing that doesn't go away, and she laughs at this, is the mom ears. The mom ears don't ever leave.
Oh my god, I'll go like this. She's like, what are you doing?
No, because I'll be like kind of like drifting off, and then I hear either her open the door or like some type of, and I'm like, what's happening?
Wrong?
Yeah, what's going on? Like, are you okay? Because I'll hear it. She's like, no, just go to the bathroom. And I'm like, well, you went to the bathroom before you went to bed. Like, what happened?
And for me, I could barely hear you over the Oculus. I'm like, what?
No, I hear everything. Every like little, because a couple months ago at the old apartment, there was a car accident outside. I was dead asleep, and her window faces out just like mine did.
I think I would have heard it.
Like, she should have. The car came around the turn, whatever, it flipped over. It immediately woke me up. I got up. I went outside to be nosy. It was like 2:00 in the morning, and
I was just.
I went upstairs to check to see if she heard it too. Nothing. Out cold, and I was like, she wakes up the next morning. I was like, you didn't hear that car accident? That was crazy.
What are you talking about?
And I'm like, no, look, it was a crazy car accident outside. And she was like, I slept through it. I was like, not me. I was like, I woke right the fuck up.
Nah, yeah, I would have done the same thing you did. I'd have been.
Out cold, no.
That's it.
But when they're little, like that's, I mean, there's no, even if they're with the other parent, and if you're together, then it's just like, it's my night to step out. Like, you know, the kids are,
of course,
dad's home with the kids tonight. But, like, even when they're with you, you're still, like, part of you still needs to, like the.
It's kind of like you leave a party.
There's a party that has to stay, like, coherent and functional, just in case, like, to your point, just in case.
Yeah.
Now it's like, I mean, like the extreme situation, but for the most part, if she doesn't feel good, you know what to do. If she says, I need this, you'll go to Walgreens and buy it. It's not like she's like 4 and has a fever and is like losing her fucking mind.
No, 100%.
She's gonna be 15. Like, I need to take ibuprofen. I need to take, Tylenol or Theraflu or whatever it is. She knows that now.
Yeah.
So it's different. So when they're little, you don't get that separation. Now they get a little bit bigger. You've taught them well. They can kind of figure it out. So you're like, perfect.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna get fucking really drunk. Great. And then I'm going to go to work the next day and fucking regret it all day long.
Yeah.
This really fucking rude woman, we have like a couple minutes left, but this really fucking rude woman called, right when I got to work, right? I get there, I clock in, I sit down, I got my fucking tea, and I'm sitting there and I'm thinking about life, and I'm just like, I'm too old for this shit, man. I'm like, we can't go out at night when we have something to do the next day. That's the new rule. If we go out at night, the next day has to be a bed rot day. Like, we cannot have any commitment, or it has to be after 2 p.m.
Yeah.
So I'm like sitting there and I'm like, why the fuck did I think going out till 3 in the morning was an excellent idea when I had to be up at 7? And I'm like, fucking dumb bitch. And I'm just sitting there and I'm like, phone rings. I'm like, hello, thank you for blah, blah, blah. She's like, hello. And I was like, oh no. I was like, hello, how can I help you? I need to speak to so-and-so right now. I'm like, well, they're with right now. And I was like, I don't feel like dealing with this. And she's like babbling on. She's like, and I have a question it's about last year's training. Yes. And I was like, okay, she'll I don't. And I was like, doot, doot, doot. And I was like,
yeah, that's it.
I was like, it disconnected. Sorry.
Yeah,
she calls again, and I'm like, hello. She's like, did you hang up on me? And I was like, no, ma'am. I was like, the call disconnected. I was like, I put a message in there for Mary to call you back. And she's like, I need to speak to her right away. I'm bedridden. And I'm like, so sorry to hear that, bro. I should also be bedridden. Like, I too am bedridden, and I'm sitting here listening to you and your bullshit.
Like, let's switch.
Yeah, like fucking shut the fuck up, okay? Shut up, Susan.
I'm telling you.
Carol, whatever the fuck her name was. Regina, I don't remember what her name was. I was just like, I don't.
You don't remember the name.
I was like, bro, shut. And then I hung up the phone, and I was like, this.
No, yeah,
this is not okay. I was
That's
like, from now on, the new rule is no Saturday night plans if we have a commitment on Sunday, because I cannot. I need like 19 hours of sleep.
You gotta say, but I treat myself like I'm 10,000 years old. This is it.
No, a sloth.
Ooh.
Sloths sleep a lot. I am a sloth. Yeah. We need to be after I've gone out drinking. But I will say, okay, after you go out drinking or you go out partying, whatever, when you come home, do you immediately go into bed or do you shower?
No.
No, what?
Bed.
Ew.
Bed.
That's disgusting.
Bed.
I've come home.
What are you talking about?
You got in your bed with outside germs on you.
Okay, see.
What?
Then you gotta change the sheets. You gotta get into bed clean.
You shower, step outside to do the trash. You're like, I'm dirty. And
I don't want to go outside after I shower. I don't want to leave the house after I shower. I need to be in my biosphere.
What do you
mean?
What do you think I do when I shower in the morning and then I go to school?
All right, well, you got to
Yeah.
shower when you come home. You've been outside in school all day. You dirtbag.
No.
Yeah.
What?
Then you got to change sheets. You better get disposable sheets or something.
What?
I've come home. I've gone out drinking, right?
That should be a poll. Do you?
I'm going to put it on the
yeah.
Instagram. Do you shower after you go out? When you come home at night after you've gone out, do you
Because
shower and then go to bed?
Don't get me wrong.
Make sure that you're drunk. If it's a
Maybe.
regular night out, yeah, I'll come home and I'll
Maybe
No,
like
I've been
summertime, 'cause
no,
it's
I've
sweat.
been
Maybe
inebriated. I'm
summertime.
talking like fucked up, and I still, no matter what I come upstairs, I'm like wobbly. I need like the fucking old people rail in the shower. I'm not going to bed unless I wash my face clean and take a full shower and go to bed. I
How
cannot
much of you
sleep
are
grimy.
exposed to the outside?
I'm in a bar. Do you know what germs are in there? Ew.
Wait.
Okay, well, you're drunk. I don't think most drunk people's first thought is, I gotta
Yeah,
go
but your
take a
body is
shower.
covered.
I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I'm taking a shower after I go out. I'm washing my face,
Oh, man.
and I'm taking a shower, and that's that.
Well, I'm telling you right now.
This is why we can't be together, because he's going to come home from the bar and want to climb his nasty ass in the sheets, and I'm going to take a full shower. This is another reason why we could... It's never... Like, for any of you that had any doubts, here and now,
letting you know.
he's not an after-bar showerer, and that's a deal breaker for me.
I'm letting you know right now.
That's an ick. It's
them,
an ick.
Them germs baking
No.
that night.
I don't want that fermented
I'm
fucking bar
good.
germs in my bed. I
I
got
get up in the morning and I feel like me.
dirt, like fucking like
when
a caterpillar would
Then I'll get
come
up
out of the dirt cocoon.
and stay in the shower for 30 minutes and contemplate
No.
about what happened
No.
last night.
Nope.
And why I don't remember pieces of my life.
Nope. And then I gotta get in the shower hungover. I'm
That's
doing
it.
that shit while I'm drunk. While it's still kind of fun because then I feel like I'm in an aquarium. Versus when I have to wake up the next morning and I'm
What?
hungover, everything's spinning, and I gotta take a shower.
Nah. Yeah, take a shower, wake you up. Put that
No,
cold
I don't
water
want to
on
wake
your
up. I want to keep sleeping.
No. Once you up, you up. That's it. Where you going? When you going back to sleep?
Once I'm up, am I up?
Nah, she wakes up at 6 a.m. and she's like,
Because she
I was up till 3 a.m. playing Fortnite. I'm like, that's
No,
I'm
I
fucking
drop
out at night.
Yeah.
I drop her off at school, and I come home and go back to sleep for 3 hours.
She's dead. So like, if
That's
I need
why,
something,
because
I'm
you
like,
need,
hey, Mom,
you need to
I
take a cold
this.
shower. That's what happened.
Nah, fuck all that noise.
And she doesn't answer me. I'm like, it's like 9:30. I'm like, hey, I need this. She answered me like 11. She's like, oh, sorry, I was sleeping, and then I got caught up.
Yeah, I was taking a nap. Sorry.
Nah, I don't know. But that's gonna be a poll.
I'm putting it up there because that's disgusting. You're gonna sleep with your fucking crusty
you
bar
guys
ass.
Take a shower when you get back home.
You're gonna go to the bar and back that ass up and then not take a shower when you get home?
Damn right.
We're not doing all that.
Damn right. Well, yeah, that's number one. We ain't doing all that.
I don't know.
You ain't getting no back that up on the first time. And number two,
I don't know.
I'm going to sleep, man. There's too much going on.
No,
Let me tell you
I
something.
need to take a full
Matter of fact,
functioning shower.
that's even if I make it to my bed.
I was just make it home.
If I make it to the couch, that's where I'm sleeping.
I have to. There's two requirements.
sleep.
I've come home and I've been like wobbly as all hell, but I'll come home. I need to take everything off and put it in the hamper and get in the shower. But I cannot sleep anywhere but my bed because I don't want to wake up anywhere but my bed because then I'm gonna be uncomfortable. I have fucking sciatica. My leg's gonna be asleep.
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna be
It's like
aggravated.
There's like so much
and
stipulations.
I have to go to sleep
your
in my bed.
situation. Like,
I have to be in my bed. Like that's my thing. Another, like I have to, especially if I know I'm not gonna feel good the next day. I
Yeah.
gotta wake up not feeling good in my own bed. Like I don't want to be anywhere else.
No.
I don't want to be on the ottoman. I don't want to be on the couch.
Dude,
I don't want to be on the
man,
floor.
I'm telling you, there's times where, yo, matter of fact, it just happened Saturday. I told her, yo, after this video, we gonna get on and play some Fortnite.
Midnight.
Bruh. Ava put on one more video.
Sleep.
Blah.
Because he's like literally like this on the recliner with the pillow. He's like,
Well, yeah, I did have it extended out, but I told her, I was like, because I felt it coming. I was like, yo, after this video, we'll play.
nah.
Ava put on one more
And then the
video.
sleep dust
2
it
minutes.
descends on you.
Like this on the couch.
Done.
I don't, how did I get in my room?
Ava
Did you
rolled
leave me
you.
on the chair?
Hello? I walked up to you and I was like, you need to go to bed.
Oh, yeah, that's what happened.
And
Yeah.
he's like, oh, yeah.
Meanwhile, that's like the other night Ava comes out and I was like, yeah, we're gonna play. I took a shower. I was like, yeah, we're gonna play Fortnite. I put on a show. And she comes out and I'm like, she was like,
Nah.
all right.
That's how you know you're getting old. That's
I
how
was
you
like,
know.
I got comfortable on the couch for a
No,
second and I was
you
like,
walked out and did the like, hey, we're gonna.
she turned the corner and she was like, all right.
Well,
Never
there
mind.
goes my team. Here goes my
like,
team.
I
This
guess
is my
it's a
team.
solos night then.
This is my team. This is what I got to deal with.
But
Sleepy people.
Sleepy people that don't fucking shower before they go to bed.
Yeah.
Disgusting. Ick.
If we're drunk.
No. Ick. Immediately no. Ick.
Like if I'm not drunk.
Drunk, sober, fucking hydrated, dehydrated, sweaty, not sweaty, fucking. I don't care if I've been outside for any extended period of time and taking a shower.
No.
Like, I'll take 2 showers a day if it calls for it.
Oh my god.
Like, I need to be clean.
Showers in the morning and then showers after work.
If I'm working from home, I don't shower in the morning. If I'm going to the city, I do shower in the morning.
And this is why, you're right. This is why we couldn't be together, because my water bill be out there high.
Water bill. Whoa, I thought you were having my electric bill?
Yeah.
So if you notice, it's a little bit chilly. It's a little brisker in here today.
I know.
It's a little bit brisker because, okay, so I don't read the directions on anything that I do, from furniture to, like, appliances to anything, ever.
Mm-hmm.
We get the keys to this apartment back in January. We come in here, we're like, ooh, a little chilly. I turn this motherfucker, each room has its own, like, climate. I turn the knob up in each room, there's 4 thermostats in this house, to 70 degrees. It has been bumping at 70 degrees, because there's no timer. Look at that, it's older. There's no timer, there's no turning times a day. It's an old school thing, so it's on that temperature all the time. It's been on that temperature since January 10th. I opened my electric bill and I almost died.
Yeah.
I was like, so I call and I was like, there's fraud. This is not me.
This is fraud.
I was like, there's fraud. Somebody is stealing my electricity, ma'am. And the lady's like, let me just transfer this over to somebody who can deal with this level of hysteria. So the lady answers and I explain the whole thing to her. And I was like, no, I was like, I pulled up my bill from the other place. I was like, and now it's 3 bedrooms and this is 2 bedrooms. And I was like, logistically, it makes no fucking sense. I was like, there's no way you use all this electricity in this amount of time. She's like, ma'am, this is an all electric apartment. And I was like, correct. And she's like, so everything is running off electricity. And I was like, correct. And she's like, everything including your heat. And I was like, correct. And she's like, so it was you. And I was like, no, it was not.
So she hit you with your bill is.
So she's like, so I'm seeing like the colder months, whatever, because it's electric heat, the baseboards. And I was like, but I didn't do this. This isn't me. I was like, the lights, I have smart bulbs everywhere. What do you mean? So she's like, let me ask you something. She's like, what is your thermostat set at? And I was like, 70. And she's like, oh. She's like, the recommended temperature is 67 to 68. And I was like, okay, so it's 3 degrees. You're telling me 3 degrees is fucking $400 worth of electricity? That's fucking highway robbery. I was like, I demand an investigation. They transferred me to another unit where they like do a full read of the box for the past however amount of time. I was on the phone with these people for an hour and a half. I wasted so much. I'm so sorry, Conhead. I just didn't understand how electricity worked. And I'm telling you, someone is stealing my electricity. I was like, I need an investigator to come out here. And the lady's like, she's like, ma'am, we don't have investigators. And I was like, who do I call about this? And she's like, I was like, how many boxes are here registered to this address? And she's like, 3. And I was like, are you sure? And she's like, yes. She's like, basement, first floor, second floor. And I was like, right, but there's 2. She's like, ma'am, there's 3 boxes associated with this address. Next door is 37, because I'm 35. So she's like, that's 3 other boxes. And I was like, so you mean to tell me this really was me?
Like, it's not me.
She's like, ma'am, she's like, you've had the thing on for fucking 35 days at 70 degrees.
Check your
and
email.
I was like, she sent me a breakdown. Like, it shows the graph at the thing. I wanted all the deets. So I was like, I have 4 thermostats. And she's like, what? And I was like, each room has a thermostat. And she's like, ma'am, is each thermostat set at 70? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, turn them off. And I was like, I'll be cold then. She's like, turn the thermostat for the room that you're currently occupying and lower the other ones. And I was like, I'll do you one better, fucking Patty. I'm turning all them off and we're going to wear sweaters in this bitch.
Yo,
I was like,
your
fuck
graph
this.
Literally hit, boom, 70 and then a course for 32 days.
For 35 days. And I was just like, oh. So she's like, yeah, you could see the wattage, whatever. And then I was like, what the fuck do I do about this? She's like, well, the good news is you have a credit from your other apartment. And I was like, well, hallelujah. And I was like, well, thank God for that. So she's like, you should really leave it like set at 68. And I was like, Patty, I have them set to 60. She's like, you don't need to do that. And I was like, they're set at 60. 62 if it's a little chilly out. I was like, I have enough. If I have enough hoodies to substantiate, tell me now, what is it at 60, bro? 60. 60. 60. It's not going above 62 in this bitch. Put a fucking sweater on. I busted out the fuzzy socks.
Yeah, you did.
I busted out the socks for this bitch.
You winterized right now.
But that's it. I was like, your room
is like 56.
Fuck that. I'll put a blanket. I got that wool blanket. I spent $40 on that blanket. I'm using it. I was like, nope. I was like, Patty, I'm lowering all of them. You'll never see this bill again. So then I had her do the level billing, and she's like, you can probably just, raise it in the zone. And I'm never touching it ever again. I was like, I'll just make it so that we don't freeze to death. That's it.
Yeah, that's wild. Well,
she's like, okay. And I was like, thank you, Patty. You've been so helpful. And she's like, no problem. She's like, so your level billing will start in March. And I was like, excellent. I was like, I'll never use electric heat again. She's like, do you have any other appliances plugged in? And I was like, my refrigerator. She's like, is your stove electric? I was like, let me tell you something. I'm never going to use that thing.
I don't cook, so...
I'm afraid of it, so I'm not going to use it. It's terrifying. We turned it on for about fucking 15 seconds. I was like, no, I don't like the smell, so we were turning it off. I was like, it smells like something's burning. I put the fucking water to boil pasta noodles, and I was like, no, this is broken. The whole thing's going to fucking melt. I don't want it.
That's it.
I'll throw it away.
Over.
Nope. I was like, fuck that air fry. You know what I want for Christmas?
What?
Because Grandma asked me. Also, my mom's really bad at reading the room. I said I needed a blender, and she didn't order me a blender. But if I was my sister, I would already have things to blend in my blender. Okay. That's neither here nor there. For Christmas, I want the big air fryer. The oven, the electric oven and air fryer together. The Cuisinart one.
All right.
That one I could use. That's very simple. It's frying and ovening.
All right. Well, since it does two things in one.
It's probably gonna be like $800.
No, I priced it already. It's $120.
Oh. Well, what you said for your birthday?
No, for Christmas.
Oh, for Christmas?
Well, I don't want that for my fucking birthday. I'll get that for Christmas. I'm not cooking. First of all, it's summer. I'm not cooking anything in the summertime.
All right, so that's all right. So me and Ava, we have an idea of what Ava's supposed to get you for Christmas.
No, you want to get me something for my birthday? Get me my blender.
There you go.
So we can make.
Jorge will get you your blender.
I'm still waiting for Jorge to get me my blender.
So.
I'm gonna find Jorge tomorrow when she makes the trial run of Easter bread.
Yeah, tell her I want blenders for Easter. Put that in my Easter basket. But we're at time. Excuse me, producer. I know it's a little chilly in here, unfortunately, because I refuse to fucking be bamboozled by Con Edison again. Fucking nobody sent me a disclaimer that said, hey, if you leave your fucking heat booming for... That's the same thing that happened to me when I moved to the other place with the AC. I was like, forced air is great. Fuck yes, $68. And the fucking bill came. It was $400. And I was like... $69. I called and I was like, hey, I think this is fraud. And they were like, no, bitch.
They tired of you a fraud, yo.
They're like, nobody's stealing your electricity. What the fuck? But we will see you guys next week. Make sure you check out our stream on Thursday. Yes. And we'll be back with more content. Excuse me. Hello.
I'm listening.
You're not listening. We'll see you guys next week. Same time, same place. And we'll check out our stream. We appreciate you guys for sticking with us. And peace.
Peace.